Now there are some other pieces that we can just duplicate and use the original object for the low poly version. So I'll just grab these pieces here and duplicate them, and I'll just move them to the layer below here. And now let's go take a look at these. For, say, this piece here, let's go ahead and isolate it with Shift-H. And we've got a subsurf modifier on here, so let's take that off. In addition, we can delete one side of this for now and use the mirror modifier when we're done reducing the geometry here. So I'll go ahead and delete that side. And for edges here, it looks like the edges that come into the center here with the circle, we're going to need those. But there's quite a few along here that I don't think we're going to need. So maybe we can remove some of these here. I think I could get rid of these here. But it looks like everything else feeds into this centerpiece, so I don't want to mess with that. All right, well that reduces the geometry a good deal. Let's go ahead and mirror this over now. It looks like the pivot point is in the center of the grid, so we should be able just to add a mirror modifier, choose clipping, and click apply. I'll hit Alt-H to bring everything else back, and now let's take a look at this piece here. Once again, isolate it. I'll remove one side here. And then this we can begin to come in and look for edges that we can remove. So it looks like I could get these out of the way right in here. Let's go ahead and remove that subsurface modifier. That's a little better. And then let's start removing some of these here as well. All right, I think that gets all the ones we can out of there. It looks like there's an edge right down here at the bottom of each of these cylinders. Let's get rid of those. And that looks like about all we can do for that. So let's go ahead and add a mirror modifier and apply that and bring everything else back with Alt-H. Okay, so we have our low poly versions of those pieces. Let's go back and see what else we can do. What about this piece here? This is our very high-res sculpted piece. I'll go ahead and duplicate it and move it to the proper layer right down here. And then let's get rid of the mirror modifier, and let's get rid of the multi-res as well. We don't need that. And I think what I'll do is go ahead and get rid of these pieces here. We'll just leave that to the normal map. I think those are a little too high poly to keep on this version of the object, so I'll delete faces here. And now let's come in and take a look at what we can get rid of here. It looks like we can get rid of these and these edges here. And I'll just go through and try and find some others that I can get rid of. It looks like there's some edges right in here. We can't really get rid of these because these are holding that shape there. Perhaps we could get rid of this one here. And maybe this one here. Let's work on this piece here. If we duplicate it and move it to the proper layer here, let's take a look at this. It has a mirror and a subsurf on it, so we could delete the mirror and we could delete the subsurf and see what we have here. So it looks like we've got quite a few edges we may be able to get rid of right in here. I think we could do that. Looks like there's a couple in here we could get rid of. Maybe one in here. And out here as well. Now that we've cleaned this up a bit, I'll go ahead and move that origin to the 3D cursor, which is over here in the center of the grid. Add a mirror modifier to it. Choose clipping and apply. And then I can even come in and get rid of that edge right there. So now we have our low poly version of that. So if we go back to our high-res version here, really the only things we have left to do are these pieces here and this piece here, right there. And then we've got some pieces like this and these cylinders that can be put in back here. So let's work on that in the next video.